My name is Brian Holmes. I work in Ireland for a group called the Hydraulics and Maritime Research Centre, who are a test group working within University College Cork. Now to address your question, one of the things that people don't realise is that ocean energy developers are small SMEs, device developers. They're just still small SMEs who are extremely interested in the product that they're trying to develop. They're not cold engineering companies that might just set a budget aside to look at something, and if at the end of a period of time it isn't proven successful, it will just be dropped. These are people who really want these devices to go into market, and they're not even people just looking at full profit. These are people who want to assist and aid the current trend of climate change. So it is pushing them all the time to possibly be less than critical at the end of specific test periods. And also, of course, budgeting is quite difficult for these people. They are just small groups. They're always fighting for financial support. If they have to repeat things or go back on things, or they're tempted through the funding mechanisms to jump a step ahead, you can understand why they're doing it. But EquiMar is a European-based scheme, a European project, that is trying to bring in a series of check gates between those different test regimes, that these people will be able to apply more readily and more easily. And we will, I think, although it will mean more checks and balances, the belief is that EquiMar will enable an acceleration of device development rather than a hindrance.
So will there be a sort of manual, if you have a device from soon when EquiMar fully reports, will there be a kind of manual of what you have to test for, when, how?
That's the overall requirement of EquiMar and what the group are looking to try to achieve. But it's not going to be one manual, it'll be several manuals, all looking at different aspects. I'm involved in the engineering side of it, but there is also a life science group which will be producing protocols and best practices. But within the engineering side of it, there will be 3 manuals relative to different scales of testing that will try to aid and abet the developer by giving them information that independently they don't know. We're trying to get a system going where the individual developers will be able to learn from each other's practices and mistakes and difficulties. So
can you give us an example? Well, what kind of thing would a developer not know? You kind of imagine they will know everything if that's their livelihood.
Yeah, that would be good if they did. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. And ocean energy is a very new discipline. It's a new technology. Nobody knows it all. We are learning. We are filling in the blank pages as we're going along. There are pioneering groups out there at the moment in both tidal and wave, and they are making the mistakes. And EquiMar it has those people within the group, and they are willing to share those errors, those mistakes, those difficult times, so that the people behind them coming along won't have to go through exactly the same mistakes.